Have you ever heard the rumble of distant thunder and felt a shiver run down your spine? What if I told you that sound, that immense power, was once channeled by ancient tribes through something as simple as a drum? This isn't just a story about music, it's a journey into the heart of spiritual warfare, where the beat of a drum could summon gods and change the course of battle. This is the legend of the Thunderbird and the sacred war drums. In many ancient tribal cultures, particularly among the indigenous peoples of North America, the drum was far more than an instrument. It was a sacred object, a direct line to the spirit world, the heartbeat of the community, the voice of the earth, and the pulse of life itself were all contained within its stretched hide and wooden frame. But among all the drums, the war drums held a unique and fearsome power. They weren't just for keeping rhythm or boosting morale. They were instruments of cosmic communication, built to speak a language only the sky could understand. Imagine a tribe preparing for a momentous conflict. The air is thick with tension, prayers are whispered, and warriors paint their faces with symbols of strength and courage. At the center of this sacred preparation stands the drumkeeper, a figure of immense spiritual authority. The war drum, often massive and crafted from the wood of a lightning-struck tree, is uncovered. Its surface might be painted with powerful symbols: the lightning bolt, the eye of an eagle, or the great Thunderbird itself. The Thunderbird, this mythical creature, a colossal bird said to create thunder with the beat of its wings and shoot lightning from its eyes, was a central figure in the spiritual cosmology of these tribes. It was a dual force, a creator and a destroyer, a protector and a fearsome agent of change. To summon its power was to call upon the raw, untamable energy of the storm. And that's precisely what the war drums were designed to do. As the drum keeper began to strike the drum, the rhythm wasn't just a beat, it was an invocation. The deep, resonant booms were meant to mimic the sound of thunder rolling across the plains. It was a direct call to the Thunderbird, a plea for its divine intervention and protection. The tribe believed that, by echoing the sound of the sky, they could align themselves with its immense power. The drum beats would rise, growing faster and louder, becoming a man-made storm on the ground, a sacred symphony intended to reach the heavens. According to legend, if the ritual was performed with a pure heart and unwavering faith, the sky would answer. The real thunder would begin to roll, not as a separate sound, but as a direct response to the drums. The rumble in the clouds would harmonize with the beat on the earth, creating a powerful resonance that shook both the physical and spiritual worlds. This was the ultimate blessing. It meant the Thunderbird had heard their call and was flying with them into battle. The warriors, hearing their drums answered by the heavens, would be filled with a courage that was more than just human bravery. It was divine assurance. They believed the spirit of the great Thunderbird was now their shield, its lightning their spear. This connection between sound and spiritual power is a concept that echoes across many ancient traditions. They understood something profound. That sound is vibration, and vibration is energy. The specific frequencies produced by these sacred drums were believed to alter the very fabric of reality. They could create a protective barrier around the warriors, a shield of spiritual energy that could deflect arrows and weaken the resolve of their enemies. The sound wasn't just heard, it was felt in the bones, in the soul, and in the land itself. It was a force that could instill terror in the hearts of those who stood against the tribe, who would hear not just drums, but the wrath of the storm itself approaching. But how did these rituals come to be? Many of these practices are now lost to time, shrouded in the mists of oral history. The knowledge of how to construct the drums, the specific rhythms to play, and the sacred songs to chant were passed down through generations of secret societies and spiritual leaders. These weren't skills that just anyone could learn. To even touch a sacred war drum required years of purification, training, and spiritual discipline. The drum keeper had to be a conduit, a bridge between the physical and the divine, and any impurity in their intention could lead to disaster. Misusing the drum or performing the ritual incorrectly could risk angering the spirits, bringing storms not of protection, but of destruction upon their own people. The creation of a war drum was a sacred act in itself. The wood had to be chosen with care, often from a tree with a significant history or spiritual connection. The hide would come from a powerful animal, like a buffalo or an elk, and the process of stretching and curing it was accompanied by constant prayer and ceremony. Every element, from the materials used to the symbols painted on its surface, was infused with intention and power. These drums were living entities, holding the collective spirit and history of the tribe within them. As time went on and the world changed, many of these ancient practices began to fade. The thunderous call of the war drums was replaced by the roar of cannons, and the old ways were forced into retreat. The rituals that once connected entire communities to the cosmos were forgotten or driven into secrecy. Today, we can only piece together the story from fragmented oral traditions, archaeological findings, and the enduring respect for the drum in contemporary indigenous cultures. The war drums of old may be silent, but the spirit they embodied lives on. What can we learn from this powerful legend today? It teaches us about the profound human need to connect with something larger than ourselves, to find meaning and strength in the natural world. It reminds us that for much of human history, sound wasn't just entertainment. It was a tool for transformation, a way to interact with the universe on a fundamental level. The legend of the Thunderbird and the sacred war drums is a testament to a time when humans didn't just listen to the storm. They spoke back to it. They danced with the thunder and called lightning their ally. The next time a storm gathers on the horizon and you hear that first, deep rumble of thunder, take a moment to listen closely. Imagine the sound of an ancient drum beating in time with it. Imagine a tribe of warriors, their hearts filled with courage, united by a rhythm that connects them to the earth below and the heavens above. In that sound you might just hear the faint, powerful echo of the sacred war drums and the timeless spirit of the Thunderbird. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more hidden legends and ancient mysteries, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think about the spiritual power of sound. Until next time, stay curious.